Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite for April 14th, 2021. Now, overall, man, it was an okay show. It wasn't the best show that they put on, but it was okay. You know, it felt like with this show, it felt like nothing. It felt like nothing happened. Like it felt like it wasn't. Yeah, it felt like nothing happened. The only thing that was, you know, like it felt like it was unimportant to me. That's what it felt like. But the only thing that was unimportant, the only thing that was important was, with the Young Bucks. That was the only thing that was important. The Young Bucks, the Inner Circle, and the Pinnacle feud, and that was it. That was it. Everything else on the show, it just felt like it was just there on the show. So yeah, it was an okay show. It wasn't not saying it was a bad show, but it wasn't all that good. It wasn't the best show. And so yeah, this is the AEW Dynamite review for April 14th, 2021 on the Ryan Awesome Show. And if you haven't done this already, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you'll be the first ones to know when my next video will come out, because I am here each and every single week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. And so yeah, first off, we started off the show with the Young Bucks, the AEW World Tag Team Champions. That's Nick and Matt Jackson. And they explained, they had a video and they explained why they did what they did last week, turning on John Moxley. And so yeah, the Young Bucks, they said that they chose friendship, and that they felt like they haven't felt the same, when they came to AEW. Like they felt like they were content and everything, and that, you know, and that right now, like as this moment, they're done. They're done with being content. And so yeah, and then they said that they will show, everyone, the newer and better version of the Young Bucks. And so yeah, they took a pair of scissors and they cut off the tassels. They cut off their tassels on their ring gear, and that was it. So the Young Bucks, they said they done with being content. And so yeah, right after that, we had a video of Mike Tyson, and he speaks, and so MJF interrupts Mike Tyson.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson, and I'm so delighted to be tonight's enforcer for the Jericho.
Hey, Mikey, the Mikinator. What's going on, bud?
What are you doing
Okay,
here?
all right, slow
Mikinator?
your roll, brother. We're cool. Look, I just want to say right off the whip, all right? Sure, I might have been barely born when you had your run on the top, but my dad said you were a big deal, and for that, Mike, kudos. Oh, sorry. Look, my boys in the Pinnacle, they're a little peeved with you right now, especially because of your actions last week.
Well, I'm mad at them too.
Oh, okay, and I get it. And guess what? Big man, you absolutely have every right to be. If anybody understands your actions more than me, I don't think they exist. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, right? Because Chris Jericho is your enemy, and if there was ever a better time to strike than tonight, I don't know what is.
I see my enemy right in front of me.
No, now, hold on, Mike.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let's just relax here for a second. All I'm saying is, I'm not asking you to cheat in this scenario.
Well, that's what it
No,
sounds
no. Tony Khan, I didn't ask him to cheat. I'm not asking you to cheat. Brother, all I'm asking you to do is be on the right side of history. Okay? Now, the last thing I would want for you, Mikey, is to look back on the night and have any regrets. Because looking at your face, I'm sure you can already think of one.
Oh wow.
Baby,
Whoa. No, okay. Now, hold on. See this? Mike, we're going to settle down. This right here is a blank check with your name on it. Okay? Think about it.
He gives him a blank check. Snatched the paper. He rips up the check. Mike Tyson does. Puts it in his mouth. It just spit it in MJF's face. Oh, wow.
I'll remember that, Mike. I'll remember that.
And that was it. So MJF, he tried to pay off Mike Tyson, to be on, to get Dax Harwood the win over Chris Jericho. And so Tyson, he just took the check, ripped up the check and then put it in his mouth, chewed on the check, and it just spit in the MJF's face. So that was nasty. That's unsanitary, man. And so yeah, we started off the show, with our first match of the show. We had, it was the Death Triangle, Pac and Ray Fenix versus the Young Bucks, who are the AEW World Tag Team Champions. That's Matt and Nick Jackson, and it is for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And so yeah, this is a great match to start off the show. And so yeah, when the Young Bucks they came out of the heel tunnel. So at first the cameraman he had pointed the camera towards the babyface tunnel, and so he had turned his attention to the heel tunnel. And so the Young Bucks they came from the heel side. They came out from the heel tunnel, and then they came out with Don Callis. So they're heels. And so yeah, we had Pac and Matt. They were going back and forth, counter after counter after counter. This match was all over the place, man. I try to write as much notes down, man, but I could not, man. And so yeah, we had a clothesline of Fenix from Nick. And so yeah, we had an outside dive to Matt from Pac. We had a tope suicida to Nick from Fenix. And then we had kicks to Matt from the Death Triangle. And so Matt, he had kicked out of that. And so Matt, he had tripped up Fenix on a rope at one point. And so yeah, we had a springboard facebuster to Fenix from Nick. Key landed right on top of his head, man. It was almost like a power driver, man. And so yeah, we had a shotgun drop kick to Matt from Pac. And we had a brainbuster to Matt from Pac, and he kicked out of that. And then the Young Bucks, they had ganged up on Pac at one point outside of the ring. And we had a double power bomb to the Death Triangle on the ring aprons. On the ring apron to the Bucks. I mean, to the Death Triangle from the Bucks. And so yeah, the Bucks they had took control of the match, and we had an assisted foot stomp to Pac from Nick. And so we had Matt, he was showing off during this match, acting like he was a babyface and stuff like that, acting like he was getting a hot tag. He came in and started clotheslining Pac and everything. And so yeah, and we had a double springboard cutter to the Bucks from Fenix. And we had a blue thunder bomb to Nick from Pac. And so yeah, we had a snap German suplex to Matt from Pac. And we had a tope con hero to Nick from Fenix, which was beautiful. And we had a springboard Canadian destroyer to Fenix from Nick. And so that was also a beautiful spot. And so yeah, we had stereo poison ranas to opposite members of the team. So we had, I think it was Nick. Nick did it to Fenix, I think it was. And Nick did it to Fenix, and Pac, I think, did it to Matt, or vice versa. I don't know. But yeah, they ended up hitting poison rounders on opposite team members. And so yeah, we had a super kick to Fenix from Nick, and we had a cutter to Nick from Fenix, and we had a black arrow. So we had Pac, he had hit the black arrow on Matt, and then Nick, we had Fenix. He was trying to stop Nick from breaking up the pin. So Nick, he had pushed Fenix into Pac, breaking up the count. And so yeah, we had a low blow. So yeah, right behind the referee's back, we had a low blow to Pac from Nick. And so the referee didn't see that low blow. And so yeah, we had a super kick to Fenix. We had a super kick to Fenix in midair from Nick. And so yeah, we had to end the match. We had Nick. He had ripped off Fenix mask. And so yeah, so Fenix he had covered his face with his hands. And so yeah. He had got caught with a super kick party from the Bucks to win the match. So the Young Bucks, they win the match and are still the AEW World Tag Team Champions. And that was it, man. There was no way that the Young Bucks was losing. There was no way that the Young Bucks were losing. Because they just turned heel. So why would you take the titles off of them? So that's why they won. And so yeah. And then yeah, during this match we had tag teams. We had the other tag teams. They were sitting in the crowd, watching this match and everything. You had the babyface tag teams in there. You had the heel tag teams in there. And so, yeah, the Young Bucks, man, they got some competition, man. Now that they're heels, they have some babyface tag teams that they can go after. That can go after them. I said last week, the Jurassic Express. I would love to see the Jurassic Express go up against the Young Bucks. And they had a match before. But yeah, if they have a match again, it'll be a different match because the Young Bucks, they're heels now. So it'll probably be a better match, man. SCU is another team that I would like to see against the Bucks because they have history too. And they're friends. they're best friends. So I'd love to see that move. That match too. You know. And so yeah, that was it. That was it with the match, the tag team match. Great match to start off the show. And so yeah, right after this match, we had Alex Marvez. He tries to interview Adam Hangman Page with the Dark Order, and he had asked Hangman Page about the Young Bucks and the rest of the Elite.
Here with AEW's #1 men's single contender, Hangman Adam Page. And Adam, I want to not only ask you about Kenny Omega and his ongoing relationship with the Good Brothers, but also his rekindled friendship with two guys you know awfully well, the Young Bucks.
Drinking his beer.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Quick update on John's shoulder. Close the other one.
Yeah, well, now this one hurts.
Okay. Anyway, we think probably 4 to 6 weeks with some vitamins, prayers, and probably a lot of Southwestern egg rolls. And
Didn't even answer.
egg rolls, I'm gonna go get some. Y'all want some? Or,
That wasn't my question. That was
Yeah, John, time to rehab. Rehab time, John. Get it up, John. Get it up, John. Get it up. Get it. Get
And that was it. So, yeah. So Page, he really didn't answer his question. He didn't answer Marvez's question about the Bucks. He dodged the question. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had Alex Marvez. He interviews the Inner Circle. And so yeah, and they were talking about the Pinnacle and everything.
the last time we saw Mike Tyson in AEW, you two were rivals. That doesn't appear to be the case anymore.
It's not, Alex, and I'll tell you the reason why. Over a month ago, when we received the most vicious beatdown of our careers from the Pineapple,
Pinnacle.
the Pinnacle, we decided to change our ways, have a new attitude, right some of the wrongs that we had committed in the past. And the first thing I decided to do was call some of the people I felt I owed an apology to. The first call I made was to this man, Iron Mike Tyson, the greatest champ in boxing history. Having said that, Mike and I have been at each other's throats for 10 years, going back to 2010 when he knocked me out on a Monday night. But I realized something. I have a lot of respect for him. And the reason why is because he's remained relevant and stayed on top for 30 years, and I know what's that like. The first call I made was to Mike. Told him how I felt. When he heard what I had to say, he said, if you ever need anything from me, Chris Jericho, I'll be there. And I said, well, maybe you can come to Jacksonville and have our backs just in case something goes down with my jerk-off friend and his band of sour men. And thankfully, Mike had our backs. And tonight, he's the special enforcer. Jericho versus Dax Harwood, who, by the way, I put 10 stitches in his head just 2 weeks ago. But just because Mike is the special enforcer, I just want to say, Mike, I don't expect any special favors or special treatment. I want you to call it right down the middle.
Hey, listen, Chris. I'm firm, but I'm fair, okay? So, best man win. I have respect for you. I'm happy to call you a friend, but I'm not going to take any sides. If you mess up, there's a possibility you can get knocked out again.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
want that to happen. The best of luck, my friend.
I don't want it to happen either. I still remember that punch. But there you have it. The champ is fair, and he's firm, and he's the special enforcer tonight.
And that was it. I don't know if I like this Jericho. I don't know. It seems to me, man, I think Jericho is better as a heel, man. I think he's better as a heel. That's the Jericho that I grew up watching, man, as a heel. But Jericho sucking up to the fans and Mike Tyson, like, dude, it's not Chris Jericho. It's not Chris Jericho, man. Chris Jericho is arrogant. He's arrogant. He's arrogant. You know, he's arrogant. That's the Jericho that I grew up watching. Like, why is Jericho apologizing to anybody about, oh, we did wrong in the past. We did wrong in the past. Dude, you done wrong your entire career. Like, you done horrible things to people your entire career. You apologizing? Dude, come on, dude. You meant everything that you did. I'm not a fan of this Jericho, man. I like heel Jericho. Heel Jericho, man. But yeah. So yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after this we had a match, and it was from the women. And it was Red Velvet versus Jade Cargill, and it was okay. So yeah, we had Velvet. She had went right after Cargill. We had a bicycle knee strike to Cargill. We had a spinning kick to Cargill, and we had a tope suicida to Cargill. So Red Velvet, she was taking control of the early parts of the match, and at Cargill, she had threw Velvet into the crowd at one point on everybody that was in that crowd. And so yeah, we had a delayed vertical suplex to Velvet, and we had Cargill. She had took control throughout the commercial break. Picture in picture, they love picture in picture. And so yeah, we had a bulldog face buster to Cargill, and we had a standing moonsault to Cargill, and she kicked out. And so at one point we had Red Velvet. She tried to go for the moonsault, and then Cargill, she had moved out of the way. And so when this was scary right here, man. So yeah, when Cargill had moved out of the way, it looked like Velvet. It looked like her face. It looked like her face had bounced right off of Jade Cargill's back. So that was nasty right there, man. And so yeah, to end the match, we had a glam slam to Velvet to win the match, and that was it. So Red Velvet. What's her name? Jade Cargill. She beat Red Velvet twice. She beat her twice, and Red Velvet haven't even gotten a win yet. So I'm guessing this feud is over. I'm guessing it's over because you can't come back after that. 2 losses in a row. You got pinned. You got pinned in that mixed tag team match with Shaq and Cody Rhodes. You got pinned in the mixed tag, and now you got pinned tonight. So the feud, as far as I'm concerned, is over. It's over. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so right after that, we had Tony Schiavone. He interviews Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D, and Rebel.
I've been summoned here to the locker room by Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D.
Yes, Tony, Reba and I wanted to update you on some breaking news we have regarding our profound wins-losses ranking system, which we respect immensely. I am currently ranked at number 3 at 7-1. From here down, totally irrelevant. Red Velvet has just been defeated tonight by the veteran Jade Cargill, making her 5-1. I have 2 wins more than she does. It's only logical that I will be elevated to the number 2 position. Speaking of, I promised you I would be working my way up the ranking system, so I will be wrestling on AEW Dark Elevation on Monday. So eventually, you the people are going to get what you finally deserve. A role model as your AEW Women's Champion. Not Sheeta. Yours truly, Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D.
Good luck on your future endeavors in becoming the AEW Women's World Champion, Dr. Baker. Let's go back to the ring, guys.
And that was it. So, Dr. Britt Baker for AEW Women's Champion? Yes. Count me in, dude. Count me in. We need to take that title off of Sheeta, man, because she is doing nothing with that title. Give the title to Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, because she's the only best thing about the women's division right now. Her and Thunder Rosa are the best parts of the AEW women's division. Give the title to Britt Baker, man. Give her the title, man. And so yeah, I don't understand why it's taking them this long to give her the title. I understand it then, because she wasn't ready yet for the title picture. She wasn't ready for the championship, or she had too many injuries, I guess. She had too many injuries, or she's not good in the ring. But man, she gotten better, man. She's gotten better in the ring. Her mic skills are great. She can talk on a mic. She's charismatic and everything. She's just the best part of that women's division, man. Her and Thunder Rosa, man. Just give the title to her already. Either give it the title either to her or Thunder Rosa. I'll be fine with either one. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had a match, and it was an absolute squash match. It was Anthony Ogogo with QT Marshall, Aaron Solow, and Nick Comoroto in his corner versus Cole Karter. And dude, we just had a punch. We had a punch to the gut from Karter. I mean, a punch to the gut from Ogogo to Karter to win the match. So Anthony Ogogo, he punched Karter in a gut, and the referee had called for the bell. So the referee stopped the match. So Anthony Ogogo, he wins the match, and that was it. That's everything that happened in the match. He punched him in the gut, and that was it. And so yeah, right after this, we had Miro. He spoke, and he talks about Kip Sabian.
They told me you didn't show up again today. Where you at, bud? You left so fast after the Arcade Anarchy match, and I haven't talked to you since. But I'm looking for you, trying to smooth things over, just to talk to you. But you know I hate this. You know I hate wasting my time. So I'm here to tell you now that I'm moving on with or without you to fulfill my destiny in becoming a champion. So if you work for this company and you have gold around your waist, I highly recommend you pull a Kip and disappear before I find you too. Yeah.
And that was it. No, they use the same music that they use for Violent by Design when they cutting their promos and vignettes. But yeah, that was it with Miro. So yeah, he called out Kip Sabian. Like, dude, just leave him, man. Just leave Kip Sabian. You don't need Kip Sabian. You don't need him. Just go after a championship without Kip Sabian. You never needed him, and you don't need him right now. So leave. So don't ask for him. Just go on about your business and go after a championship. Whether it's the TNT championship or the AEW championship, go after one of those titles. And so yeah, that was it from Miro. And so yeah, right after this we had a match, and it was Dax Harwood representing the Pinnacle. Dax Harwood with Cash Wheeler and Tully Blanchard. He had came out. So the referee had to eject Tully Blanchard because the rules said that you can only have one member. You can only have one member from your faction on your side. And so Tully Blanchard had to go to the back. And versus Chris Jericho with Sammy Guevara in his corner. And so we had Iron Mike Tyson as the special guest ring enforcer. And so yeah, we had Jericho and Harwood. They were going at it. And Jericho, he had grabbed a chair at one point. And so Tyson, he had took the chair away from Jericho. Because Tyson said that, he's going to call it right down the middle. He don't want no cheating from nobody. And so, yeah, we had Harwood. He had grabbed Jericho's bat. And so, yeah, so Tyson, he had took the bat away from Harwood. And so, yeah, Jericho, he had took control of the match. And so Jericho, he was beating up Harwood. And so Harwood, at one point, he went to the timekeeper's area where the doctor was. And so the doctor was checking for stitches, the stitches that Jericho had gave him. And so he was checking to see if those, if the wound didn't open up again. And so, yeah, Harwood, he had grabbed the microphone, and so he had hit Jericho with the microphone in the gut. And so, yeah, and so Jericho, Jericho, he had grabbed the pin at one point. He stabbed Harwood with the pin in his forehead. And so, yeah, we had Jericho, he got grabbed the camera. He had grabbed the camera at one point, and he was beating up Harwood with, while he was holding the camera. And so, yeah. So Harwood, he had threw Jericho into the guardrail at one point. And then we had a basement drop kick to Jericho. And we had a diving cross body to Harwood. So when is the last time you ever see Chris Jericho jump off the top rope? Normally he don't jump off the top rope. But he had a diving cross body on Harwood. And so, yeah, Jericho and Harwood, they were going back and forth with chops. And so, yeah, we had a lion salt to Harwood. And we had a springboard powerbomb to Jericho. And so, yeah. And so Harwood, he was about to go for a diving headbutt, but he missed. And so, yeah, we had Jericho. He had locked in the walls of Jericho. And then, Wheeler, he had gave Jericho a cheap shot. And Sammy Guevara had took out Wheeler from outside the ring. And so, yeah, and we had a brain buster to Jericho. Jericho kicked out. And then we had a code breaker to Harwood. And so, yeah, Jericho, he was about to go for the cover. And then you had the Pinnacle come out. The rest of the Pinnacle came out. And so, to try to interfere in the match. And so the rest of the Inner Circle had came out and attacked the Pinnacle. Yeah, Wheeler, he tried to hit Jericho with the bat while everybody is, fighting and the referee's distracted. So Wheeler, he tried to hit Jericho with the bat. And so Tyson, he had stopped, Wheeler from using the bat. And so, yeah, so Wheeler, he was about to hit Tyson with the bat. And so Tyson had knocked him out. So, yeah, Harwood, he was about to go for a move on Jericho. And so Sammy Guevara, he had distracted Harwood. And so we had a Judas effect to Harwood to win the match. So Chris Jericho, he wins the match. And that was it. Good match. And so, yeah, right after the match, we had Chris Jericho. He had grabbed the microphone. And he said that, Mike Tyson is an ancillary member. He's an ancillary member of the Inner Circle. So I'm guessing an honorary member of the Inner Circle. I think that's what it is. Honorary member of the Inner Circle. And so, yeah, that was it. And so, yeah, right after this, we had Alex Marvez. He tried to interview Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion. and Don Callis and the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, and the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks.
Come on. Put us over real quick. Listen. Good Brothers, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Don Callis. Clearly, you have changed the pro wrestling world again. Would you like a scoop? Here's the scoop. Hit the bricks. Give me the microphone.
No danglies, no admission.
If the wrestling world has learned one thing about all of us, it's this. Just when you think you've seen it all, you haven't seen anything. You see, when the Young Bucks came back in the fold, the greatest tag team of the last 2,000 years. When the Young Bucks came back to the family fold, it wasn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning.
Best promo in the business. What a stick, man. You know, we're listening to the interwebs, the radios, the podcasts, the people on the telly. They're telling me, why did you change, Kenny? Why did you change? Young Bucks, why did you change? We never changed. We just got sick of doing what you guys wanted us to do. When we're sick of all you non-sport numbnuts fans wanting us to be just like you. We were never just like you. And from here on in, we're going to be just like us, just like we always were. Because that's where you find the success. And that's why where we go, the gold will follow. God, you guys get me pumped up when you talk like that. What up, Chris? You guys get me so pumped up.
Hey guys, I know this is fun, right? It's great, but it's not all just fun and games, right? Good point. Did you see the performance that we had out there? It's like matches of the years coming out of my damn ears. We're the best tag team in the world, and we are back. AEW Tag Team Division, you've been put on notice. SCU, Best Friends, Butcher and the Blade. I don't care what your damn name is. You want a shot at the Young Bucks? Well, I'll tell you this, guys. You got a BTE trigger with your damn name on it.
Oh, wow.
I like that. What a Chris. Because this is what it is. You wanted the old Kenny Omega, you got him. You wanted the old Young Bucks, and by God, you got them too. So, if you learn one thing, you learn this. Be prepared to be surprised again. Let's go.
Oh, they're trying to super kick the camera guy.
Just ribbon on the square. Just ribbon on the square. Surprise,
Give it to him.
That's why you don't have a dangly.
So yeah, Don Callis, he had super kicked the camera guy, and that was it. You know, yeah, that was the funniest part. I really wanted to see the Bucks do it, but they did. They had Don Callis do it. But yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had Thunder Rosa. She had spoke, and you know, she wants the AEW Women's Championship, and she wants the NWA Women's Championship. And so, yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had a match, and it was Chris Statlander, the returning Chris Statlander, with the Best Friends in her corner and Orange Cassidy in her corner, versus Amber Nova. So this is a squash match. So yeah, we had Statlander. She had gave the referee a boop on the nose. So you know, like the boop, she had gave the referee a boop on the nose, and she had gave a boop on the nose to Nova. And so yeah, we had a power slam to Nova, and then you know at one point Nova, you know, she was getting frustrated and everything with Statlander, and she started shoving her in her face. And so yeah, we had Statlander. She had hit a running corner knee to the side of Nova's head. And we had Chris Statlander hit her finishing move. I think she called it the Supernova. Ironically, she hit a Supernova on Nova to win the match. So Chris Statlander, she wins the match, and that was it. You know, like where exactly are they going with this? You know, with the storyline with Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander and their best friends. Yeah, like where are they going with it? Like I don't even think they ever explained. You know, like why did she align herself with the best friends? I don't even think they did. And so yeah, right after that, we had Team Taz. So we had Dasha Gonzalez. She tries to interview Team Taz. And so, you know, they were waiting on Christian Cage's response to whether or not he'll join Team Taz.
Taz, last week you made a proposition to Christian Cage to join
Oh.
Team Taz. Have you heard back from him?
Well, Dasha, you're right. It's been a week. And
week? We waited months for Hobbs. No offense to you, Hobbs. I'm just saying. But why are we waiting a week? We are Team Taz. We shouldn't even be waiting an hour for Christian Cage. I don't care who he is, what he did. I don't think we should be waiting. Ricky, chill. I know, you're right. And I love your passion. And you're not wrong. You're right. It's annoying. We're chasing this guy, and we shouldn't be. But I think it's best for us to lock down Christian Cage, for you to stay backstage. You're a little combustible. It's best if you stay backstage. I agree completely with that, Taz. You know, Ricky, you've been a little indifferent lately, so maybe it's better if you just hold on. You know what, Brian? I hate to do this on camera to you or Ricky. It might be best for you also to hang out backstage. What do you think? Just let Hook, Hobbs, and myself handle this. You guys a little combustible. Dasha, we are going to lock down tonight Christian Cage, part of Team Taz.
And so yeah, that was it. And so yeah, right after that we had Christian. Yeah, Christian Cage. He had came out. And so yeah, he was speaking to Tony Schiavone. I mean Schiavone, Schiavone, Tony Schiavone. And so yeah, he was talking, and so Team Taz had interrupted him. And so yeah.
Well, first things first, Tony. This is the first time that you and I have had a chance to do this. This is a huge thrill for me. I gotta say.
Thank you very much. Me too.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm standing out here in my gear, and thankfully, Tony Khan has given me an open contract, and I'm here to exercise that. You know, I've been talking about outwork everyone, so now.
Hold on, let me understand this. So it takes not even like a full week. I don't get a reply to a text message. I don't get a return phone call. I offer you, Christian, amazing opportunity to be part of Team Taz. And what do I have to deal with? You ignoring me and blowing me off. You don't even acknowledge me out here. What is the deal, bro? In or out? Are you in or out?
Here's the thing, Taz. I was going to do this later on in the back in private like a professional, but since you're out here, listen, you said it yourself. Right now, Team Taz is a bit of a dumpster fire.
Oh.
And here's the thing. I didn't come to AEW to help you fix your problems. I came to AEW to win championships. So you want my answer? Fine, here it is. And I'm glad you're standing on those 3 steps so I can say this to you face to face.
Oh, wow.
My answer is no.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, here's the deal, shitbag. Okay, as far
Oh,
as my
wow.
height, if I was standing on my wallet, I'd be 10 feet over your big head.
Yeah, that bingo hall money, huh?
Yeah, you damn right. Yeah, no, other money, too. Other money. You just made the biggest mistake of your life not joining our group. You're ungrateful. You're disrespectful. I never liked you. I never liked your stupid buddy that carried your ass. And you have the audacity to wear my colors while you're out here, and you turn me down. You have to.
And so yeah, so right after that, you know, Christian Cage, he said no, I'm not gonna join your group. And so yeah, so we had Team Taz, so it was Hook and so yeah, Hobbs, yeah, Hook and Hobbs, they were walking to the ring, and so Hobbs got in the ring, and so he started, you know, fighting Christian Cage, and Cage started to fight back, and you had Hook, you know, when Christian was taking control, you had Hook, he had distracted Christian Cage, and so Hobbs had took advantage of that, so he started beating up Christian. And so, yeah, Hobbs, you know, beat him up outside the ring, and he threw him up in the air at one point. And so, yeah, and they stood tall over Christian. And so, yeah, that was it with that. And so, yeah, at first I thought they were gonna have Christian Cage beat up both of these guys, but I'm glad they did not go that way. You know, because it was a 2-on-1. So you wanted Team Taz to beat down Christian for making the biggest mistake, a quote unquote biggest mistake of his life. And so, yeah, so that was it with Team Taz and Christian. And they did made it a match next week that Christian will be fighting Will Hobbs next week. Now, I don't know about that. You want Will Hobbs to look strong, but I don't think he's beating Christian Cage. So, yeah. And so, yeah, that was it. And so, yeah, right after that, we had Tai Conchi. She had spoke. And she said that she was ready for, you know, Hikaru Shida. And so, yeah, right after that, oh yeah, for next week's show, we have, so it's going to be Tai Conchi versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. And we have Powerhouse Will Hobbs versus Christian Cage next week. And then we have Ricky Starks with Taz in his corner versus Hangman Adam Page next week. And we have Trent with Orange Cassidy in his corner versus Pentagon Jr. with Alex Apprehenses in his corner. And so yeah, that's for next week's show. And so yeah, right after this we have the main event. And so yeah, so it was for the TNT Championship, and it was Matt Hardy, Big Money Matt Hardy versus Darby Allin, who is the TNT Champion, and it was a Falls Count Anywhere match. So yeah, with this match, man, dude, I cannot dude, this match was so chaotic, man. I could not pay attention to this match because of this freaking brawl, man. It was the brawl, man, took away from the match. And so yeah, we had at one point, so Hardy, he had grabbed the chair at one point, and he swung the chair at Darby Allin. So Darby Allin was dodging the chair shots, and then Darby Allin, Matt Hardy had caught Darby Allin in midair with a chair shot in the back, so that had to hurt. And so yeah, Hardy, he had took control of the match, and we had Darby, he was slapping Hardy in his face, and we had a neck breaker to Darby, and he had kicked out, and so Hardy, he had slammed Hardy. Hardy had slammed Darby, slammed his head into the chair. And so, Hardy, he was continuing to hit Darby with the chair. And so Darby, he had hit Hardy with the chair, so he got control of the chair, and so he started hitting Hardy with the chair. And so, yeah, we had the Butcher, the Butcher, he had threw a trash can in Darby Allin's face. And so, yeah, the Hardy family office, they had came out and, started to fight Darby Allin. And so, yeah, you had the Dark Order, and you had Sting came out, and they took out the Hardy family office. And so, yeah, Hardy, he had suplexed Darby on the trash can, and we had the Dark Order and Sting in the Hardy family office. They're fighting all over the place, the ring, ringside and into the crowd. Yeah, we had Hardy, he had threw Darby into the guardrail, over the guardrail. So he threw him into the guardrail, and he jumped over, he landed in the crowd. And so, yeah, at one point we had Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. They tried to get involved in the match by attacking Sting. But Lance Archer had, stood in a way, staring them off. And so they walked away. And so, yeah, we had Lance Archer, he had gotten a ring, and he had hit the blackout on Isaiah Cassidy. And then he took out Private Party, and he took them out, took them to the back. And so, yeah, we had Sting, he had tossed Darby Allin the bat that he carried. So he tossed the bat to him, and Darby Allin had caught the bat. And so, yeah, he was about to hit Hardy with the bat. And so Hardy, he had gave a low blow to Darby Allin. And so, yeah, Matt Hardy, he had put Darby Allin's head into a chair. And so he had hit the twist of fate on Darby Allin while his neck was wrapped around a chair. And so, yeah. And then Darby, he had kicked out of that. And so Hardy and Darby, they were fighting backstage. And so, they were moving everything out the way. And so, yeah, he had put Darby Allin on a table, and he climbed up a ladder, and he jumped off the ladder with a leg drop. And then Darby Allin, he had kicked out of that. And so Hardy, he tried to powerbomb Darby Allin off the stage at one point. And so Darby Allin, he had low blow Matt Hardy. And then Darby, he had grabbed the bat that Sting had gave to him. Darby had grabbed the bat that Sting had gave to him, and he started hitting Hardy with the bat. And so, yeah. And then he hit the commentary table with the desk, hit the commentary monitors with the bat and everything. So he destroyed the commentary table. And so, yeah, he put Matt Hardy on the commentary table, and he jumped off the stage that was over the commentary table. And so he gave a coffin drop to Matt Hardy to win the match. And so that was it. So Darby Allin wins the match and is still the TNT champion. And so, yeah, that was it. It was good. It was good. It was good for what it was. But man, I could not keep up with this, man. Like it felt like the brawl just took away from the match, dude. Like they should have just kept it 1-on-1, man. Could have just kept it on a 1-on-1 match. And then like with this match, it didn't even feel like it was a main event match. That's how it was. It didn't feel like it was a main event match. I don't know what it was though, but it did not feel like a main event match. You could have put any other match on this main event slot. But yeah, that's just me. That's how I feel, man. But yeah, that was it with AEW Dynamite. It was an okay show. It wasn't the best show that they put on, but it just felt like it was flat. It wasn't exciting to me. But yeah, that was it with the show. So this is the AEW Dynamite review on the Ryan Awesome Show for April 14th, 2021. And yeah, man, if you like this video, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you'll be the first ones to know when my next video will come out, because I am here each and every single week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on that bell. And yeah, man. And comment down below. Tell me how you felt about this episode of AEW Dynamite. And yeah, man. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. And if you missed last week's episode of AEW Dynamite, or the review for AEW Dynamite, the video is going to be right up here in this corner. And the link to that video will be down below in the description. And yeah, man. Comment down below. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. And yeah, man. And see you guys for Thursday for Impact Wrestling, which is on Thursdays now. And yeah, man. And once again, guys, thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. And this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and that's that.